has 2 units on the field, and I catch a glimpse of that with the scan, actually. And he's just now starting to get that mineral line saturated at the red. I mean, at the top right.
So
Let's see what I can do with this, SC Chris.
one more robo going up, so he's just going to be pumping immortals out.
And I do have my rally point set on my units. Be careful with that, because if the unit does die, it will not go anymore. But I have constant reinforcements on the way. Gonna siege up, snipe the probes here. There you go. Looks like he's gonna try to counter this with an immortal.
Ah, he's not moving out. It's odd.
I know, this is a fairly interesting game, because usually the player is not able to push back that initial 1-1-1 push, but we'll see what happens here. I do snipe that Nexus here, and I do have a fairly good contain, not allowing him to expand.
Micro on that Banshee right there. Just got
yeah. He did a direct route instead of...
yeah. Man, you've got some energy in the bank on that orbital command.
Yeah, I'm really focused on my army on the front line right here. I'm gonna siege up here, catch the high ground, just shell away at those stalkers. Move my Banshees in, catch a glimpse there.
This should be a pretty good time for you to expand, wouldn't you say? If you
absolutely. I do believe I throw an expansion up fairly soon. I am getting mined out the main.
Yeah.
So I am going to try to move in here. He does have a fairly large force. 3 immortals. I was not able to throw up the point defense drone, which is just going to make this battle that much harder for me. Let's see what happens here. Am I able to take this out? I don't know.
I think so.
He's able to take out 2 of my siege tanks, and he's just warping in more units. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to this push here. We do have a siege tank coming on, another siege tank reinforcement on the field.
Hero Marauder.
Yeah, absolutely, Hero Marauder. He has no kills, but he's survived the onslaught here, so.
Live to fight another day, Gus. Live to fight. Oh,
no, look, I'm going to try to go in, shell away. Let's see if it works.
Zealots.
Pretty bad positioning with my siege tank there. But, yeah, he pretty much cleans that up pretty well. And I believe I do lose this siege tank with the miss micro. I'm bashing my head on my keyboard at this point for the rally point, but what are you gonna do?
Units lost. You're still doing better, so.
Yeah, units lost. I'm still doing significantly better for the units lost. I lose a Marauder too because of that rally point, that missed rally point, and I am expanding right now. So
okay.
now would be the perfect time to expand. What was that, Chris?
No, I was wondering when you're expanding.
I am just expanding right now. Gonna try to get a. God damn it! Gotta get a contain here. Protect my natural. Let's see. He's just throwing up his expansion again.
You got a lone Banshee too on the right side.
Yeah, I know. That was a missed rally point. He will be returning to base fairly shortly. I did see that pylon in game. I just did not take it out. That was a horrible. It doesn't come to bite me in the butt this game, but you should always just take out those pylons
just to be safe.
So yeah, I'm just producing Marauders, kind of transitioning out of Marines because I'm seeing that he's not going at like Void Raids or anything.
Do you get another Raven?
Yes, I do get another Raven, but it's too late, I believe. I did forget about me losing that Raven, which is pretty unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Now, let's see, I'm just protecting my natural here. Got a couple Marines.
Moving your SCVs over there.
Cool. Got my Banshee. Pretty wide range of forces here. That's what you want, though, against Protoss. You want that diversity in the units, because it just helps so much. And I'm transferring my workers down here to my natural. Now the Protoss he's chrono boosting out an observer, seeing what I'm up to.
Income.
And
wow.
He's getting a DT shrine right now. We're gonna see DTs on the field, and I believe I forget to get a Raven. So we'll see how that works out here.
Just gonna mention you're pretty much quadrupling his income at the moment because he lost his natural, and I think he's mined out at the main. Yes, he is.
He is mined out in the main. See, that is why he. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
He had to move all of his probes over to his natural, which.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. He needs to hold on to this natural at all costs. He should. I would throw up a couple photon cannons just in case there's some cloak banshees, but That's just a preference thing.
He
You
has
can get an observer to protect that, but
He's got one on the field right now. Let's look at units here. One observer, 5 zealots, one immortal, 4 stalkers, 6 marauders, one medvac. There we go. Medvac's always good. You have
yeah,
stims, right?
yeah. And I am gonna do a scan while I have a frickin' probe there, but kind of bad call from me, but.
And wow, he was gonna chase that probe, but then he's like,
Yeah,
no.
I am going to move out. My army size is significantly larger, especially with those 3 siege tanks.
16 marines, good for the zealots. Oh, you just noticed. Nice. How did you? How did you notice that? Oh,
What?
no, the observer took him out.
Missile turret.
Oh, okay.
I did have the missile turret. You always want to place a missile turret behind your mineral line. It's only 100 minerals. You should just do it for detection and for against mutas or void rays. You just want to throw one up. It always helps. Or observers even, as we just saw. Now I do have my 111 army moving out here. It's critical to have air units to spot that high ground for the siege tanks. I'm going to try to rally my forces here. And he does not have that much. He's continuing to just really pump out those drones and capitalize on that expansion.
3
Yeah,
DTs.
DTs are on the field now. I mean, this is a fairly formidable force. It's still a very good counter to the 111 build. I do not have a Raven on the field, which was a huge mistake for me. We'll see why in the battle to come. And I am going to siege up here to choke to see if I can draw him in. And I do draw him in. I do have the medevac healing and the Banshee's firing away. I'm going to try to snipe those Immortals. Can I snipe the Immortals? Those are so bad against these, so good against these tanks. The Stalkers go down, but there are DTs cutting down my infantry. I do not even notice. I do notice in the near future here.
Oh, there you go. Dropping a scan.
Yeah, I do scan, and I do manage to take out, I think, all of them. Maybe I don't get one. Oh, I do manage to take down all the DTs, and I do not see what the red player can do at this point. He is mined out in the main, and I'm about to snipe his natural here. So let's see. Yeah, absolutely. And here comes his immortal force to see if I can hold this. I do have one Banshee, which makes my army so much more stronger because they cannot attack air. I have the medevac healing my dead infantry, and there are 4 more DTs on the field. Ravens coming in. I spot the DTs, and he cannot attack air. So I think this is going to be GG pretty soon.
I hope so. I mean, I don't see anything possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I have reinforcements on the way, and he does. GG. I don't know what he left the game, and I returned to the game for a little bit here just to take out this Nexus. So, Chris, let's do a recap on that. What do you think? What do you think about that game?
Pretty good game. Showed some, let's see, some things you did right. Some of the rally points you got to work on just because you lost.
Yeah, absolutely. My micro has to be worked on. What the Protoss did he played very well. He did the perfect counter to the 111 build, getting those Immortals, getting those Zealots, but he really should have thrown up a hidden expansion. If he would have expanded, see the problem why he had a GG there was because I took down that very open natural very quickly, and he was mined out in the main. If he would have thrown up an Island Expo or even a hidden on the gold or something, he just would have done so much better.
Also, if he got DTs out of it sooner, that could have been, after he took out the Raven, you had about 5 minutes without detection. He could have...
Yeah, I mean, I did have plenty of energy in my orbital commands to do those scans, but you're absolutely right. Another big mistake on my part was not getting that second Raven out. You really want to have a Raven out in the field, especially in the late game, because of those DTs. And even if there are no DTs, you want that point defense drone. It can just absorb so many stalker shots, and it's just very effective in combat in general. And most people don't really use the Raven. They don't realize how good it is, but it is a great unit to get. Fairly expensive on the gas, but nonetheless, you should have one in your Terran army at all times, especially in the late game.
Well, I think that's that. Any other closing comments?
Closing comments are just remember that 111 build is very effective against Protoss and Terran as well. I will be casting a game, me and Cressy Chris will be casting a game where I do, I'll call it the Zerg Stomp build. It just wrecks Zerg up the ass, so bad, and we will be showing that fairly soon. I have made some awesome comebacks with that Zerg Stomp build. Have had all my SCVs taken out, still managed to come back into the Diamond League, and Yep, so this is GUS Gus and SC Chris, and please watch our videos. They are very good. And all right, we'll see you guys later.
Later.